Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is fine out there. Uh, I have seen some students from the ACT AI program that they are going to accomplish a particular N8N workflow, and they are going to post it for their assignment as well, as an assignment actually. What do you can see right now? This is a very, very simple and a very, very basic way of doing it. What you can see right now is that you have the registration form, you fill the form, uh, and you select a particular course, you select the experience level and put up the message. And once you submit this, it will save this record, like means the record which you have entered or the input fields which you have entered or the one which you have selected. That will be added to a Google Sheet, and an email will be generated also, and it will be sent to the user itself as well. Let me just show you that how does it work. So let's just make it like, for example, uh, a person name is Khalid. Okay, Khalid Ahmed. Okay, his name is Khalid Ahmed. Whatever. Okay, his email address. So I'm just going to put my email address at the moment. Okay, it's just like an email which I have created. Okay, then the next thing is that he's going to select a particular course. Uh, so selecting a course is from here. Let's say he wants to ask for N8N automation, and his experience is beginners, and the message he's trying to type actually that I want to know more about this course registration registration fees and schedule. Okay, and once I just submit this form, okay, what will happen? Okay, let me just take you to the next screen. So what you can see right now that this particular uh, now this is the Google Sheet at the back, which you can see right now that a record is added, Khalid Ahmed and attend. This is the email address. His experience level is beginner, and that's his message. Now, the next thing is that whether I want to check that, okay, whether this particular email, this particular message also sent to him through email or not. So let me just take you to the inbox. So what you can see right now that there is an email came to him as well. Okay, dear Khalid Ahmed, thank you for your inquiry and filling out the registration for the course and attend. Your inquiry is well received, and a member of our team will contact you for the course schedule and fee details. Your current experience level. This is how the message will receive to him as well. So the particular workflow is doing two things. Uh, it takes the it takes the user inputs, okay, through the registration form. It stores that record in the Google Sheet, and it is also sending an email to the user or to the person or to the student who is asking for the inquiry. This is how it is. So it's just like a two or three steps process actually. You don't need to do a lot much in this. Let me just take you to this workflow. How does it this workflow look like actually? Look at this one. So basically what happens actually that there is a form which is being triggered, uh, and once it is triggered, it will store that record in the Google Sheet, and it will also send an email to the person who asked for who is seeking information about a course actually. Now look at this one. I just divided this into two steps actually, but basically it can be done in this way as well. Uh, you can just have it in this way, and this is how it can be look like. So it it takes the user input, it stores the data, and it sends an email to this one. So let's just create this from the very beginning. What I can do actually, I'll just go to the blank screen, okay, the blank canvas. This is my area where I'm going to design this workflow. What do I need as a trigger node? So my trigger node is basically right now a form. So what I can do actually, add first step, I click on this one and I will search for the form. So once I click on the form, I click the on new N8N form event. Okay. Now, once you see this form, these are the properties or different parameters, okay, which I need to fill to have this form ready actually. Now, what is the next thing is that I will have the form and I will have some inputs for that form. Now, remember this thing. This is your test URL and this is your production URL. I will come back to this one once I have the form ready, so I can show you that how does this form works actually. At this moment, you don't need to have any authentication at the moment. You just simply say that student registration, yeah, course registration form, course registration form. Okay, and the description is, for example, let's say this form collects students responses for sorry responses for uh, courses or course registration. That's it. Come down, okay, and then this is the form title and this is the form description. Then you have the form element. Okay, what elements your form will have actually. So for example, my first element is the student or full name. Okay, student full name, or let's say student full name. Okay, it cannot be yeah, it depends that whether it's the student or someone else. But anyhow, for us it's going to be considered, we are considering this as it's a student full name actually, and it's a text value, so the student is going to type his name. And do I need to keep this as a required field? It is a must to fill this. Yes, it is a must to fill this. What I can do actually, I can say click on add attribute and click here required field, and then I can just keep this turned on. Then the next thing is that I want to collect his email address. So let's say, for example, email, email, and then I have to select this one as a email. So element type is an email. So for example, it will, so it is a very great functionality that it will check that whether the email address which a user is entering or a student is entering, whether it is correct, it has the @ symbol, or it has that .com or something, or dot whatever. Okay, so that will, okay, so do I need to keep this as a required form? Then you can say yes, required, it is required. Then another one is that, for example, I need to have the labels. Okay, so select the course, your select your desired course, select your desired course. Okay, here what I need to do, like I am going to give him a list of courses actually. So in this case, let's say the course is going to be a drop down. So in this drop down, okay, I'm going to say that my first course name is N8N. So a person can take admission in the N8N automation. Then I can say another value can be, uh, let's say, Python for AI. Then another value can be machine learning. Then another value can be API integration. So these are different courses where the students can land into these courses and they can select which particular course they want to register. Okay, um, let's just add this last one as well. So let's say web development. Okay, so this is all it is. And here I would say that yes, this particular data is required. So this means that the students will, when they are going to fill this form, they will not leave it blank actually, or not means they must select one of the cores from it. That's why it is called required actually. And then form is submitted. Let's submit this form, but here at the end, I will say that I will have a message once the form is submitted. So there should be a message actually that your responses has been recorded. Here your responses has been recorded, and one of our team member will contact you. You can just make it like this also. So your response has been recorded, and one of your team member will contact you soon. Okay, thank you. So this is what the message is at the end once the form is submitted. So that's it. Here I don't need to select anything else from here at the moment, and yeah, that's it. So let's just, so this is your form is ready now. And let's just check this out, the execute workflow. So we want to check this, whether this is working or not. So what I can do actually, I can click on execute workflow. So once I'm going to use execute workflow, this is a test version of your form. Look at this one. I remember that you must know this thing. I must close this one here. And if I double click on it, this is a test URL and this is a production URL. So right now, when I just click here from here, execute workflow, so it is basically the test URL is running actually. So this URL is basically the test URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. So here I need to just check whether my form is working correctly or not. Okay, so for example, you see this one, enter a valid email address. So I must have an add symbol, then this one, then this one. So this is considered as a valid email, no matter whether it is correct or not. Then next thing is that uh, basically it must be, you have to put a proper email whenever a student is going to land into a registration form. He must have to fill the correct, he must have to put the proper email address actually. Then here, and then he or she has to select the course. Okay, what else is missing from this form? So I think we have missed the experience level. So let's go and do the experience level as well. So I can come down to this place and I can add a experience level as well. So add form element and experience level, and here I can have a drop down here as well. And from here I can say beginner, beginner, uh, intermediate, intermediate, yeah, and the next one is advanced. Okay, that's a different level of the student when he's going to, whether he wants to take a beginner level course or intermediate level course, or because this is his level. For example, so if a person is a experienced one, as a is experienced as a beginner actually, this means that the institute must provide him an intermediate level course. If his or her experience level is intermediate, so he must receive an advanced level understanding of a course actually. So this is how our form looks like. Now, next thing is that we are going to create a Google Sheet actually. So what I can do actually, I'm going to create a Google Sheet. Okay, I'll just close this one. I'll close this one, and I'm having my Word. I'm having my Drive open, so I'm going to click on New, and I can say that Google Sheet. And let's say, so I can record the timestamp here. So let's say at what time the form is submitted. So I can say submitted, or time of, okay, I can just mention here time timestamp. Okay, at what time the form was submitted, or on which day and time the form was submitted actually. And I can just say here course registration form. So this is the name of the sheet. Then it will record the full name. So full name, or let's say a name only. And then it has the email address. So email. Then the next one is the course or registered course registration or course. Just a minute. Course. Let's say an experience level. Experience level. Okay, so these are the one, two, three, four, five different categories. I'm looking to into it, that these are the four things which will come from the student's end. And once the form is gets submitted, okay, it will create a timestamp as well. So this is how it is, course registration form. Okay, then the next thing what I can do, actually I can come back to my workflow and I can just click here, and then I can say Google Sheet. So just look for the sheet. So just type here in the sheet and I will get the sheet node here. So once you have the sheet node, so click on the arrow sign. From the arrow sign, you will have so many different options. What you want to do with you, whether you want to create a spreadsheet. So we have already created a spreadsheet. So we don't need to have a spreadsheet to be created actually. Basically what we want to do, that every time the forms fills, okay, we must have our row will be added into that Google Sheet. And that's the to have that sheet, okay, and keep on adding the row. So we will do this append row in the sheet. So append row in the sheet. So my Google account is already connected with the N8N. Okay, so I just need to click get it down. Okay, and I just say Google Sheet account. Okay, so in case, like for example, if it is not connected, you can disconnect this one and you can reconnect this one. Automatically, it will give you connect account actually, or just log in with a sign in with your Gmail account actually. Okay, then the next thing is that what I need to do, it's not a document, it's a sheet within the document actually. So what I need to do, the operation is a append operation. Now I need to select my document actually. So to select my document from the list, I click here and you will find that that's the most recent sheet which you have created. It will appear here. So course registration form. Then the next thing is that, so basically my sheet name is sheet 1. So if I'm going to rename it, let's say I rename the sheet here, and course registration inquiry, course registration inquiry. So what I will do, so my sheet name is now course registration inquiry. So what I can do, if I just click here, because it is showing the same, I need to just refresh it. Let's say I'm just going back to the different sheet, and then I come here, and what you can see right now, okay. So what you can do actually, it will become okay. I need to just close this one, double click again, okay, and what you can see right now, the course registration inquiry appears actually. So our sheet name is appeared here as a course registration inquiry. Select this one, and then what you need to do actually, that execute this step, because we haven't executed this one. So what you can do actually, you can click on execute previous node, and here you type your details. Let's say for example uh, Khalid or Osama, then his email address is, let's say, so I want to make sure that the email goes to correct email. So that's why I don't have someone Osama's email. So I'm going to put my own email as a means like my own email, which is I'm not using. It is just for test purpose actually. So what I can say, I'm just saying that this is my email address. Okay. Then the course which I want to take admission in, okay, or which I'm interested in, that is the machine learning. And then what I can do actually that, okay, I want to have the course with the, okay, so my current experience level is intermediate, but I'm looking something for an advanced level course. I click submit this one. And once I submit this one, okay, I'll close this form and I have that data from the form, which is coming from the test form at the moment. But what I can do actually, I will store this data. I will keep this data pinned actually. Pinned means that you don't need to fill the form every time for the testing purpose actually. So what I can do actually, I can, okay, before going to pin this form, what I can do actually, I can say timestamp. So my timestamp is basically submitted at. So submitted at this time and date. It gives me the date and time actually. Then the course, the email is, this is the email. So I'll drag this field. Okay. This is the name. I'll drag this field to the name box as well. So basically, your code is written basically in the JSON format. Actually, it's a JavaScript. Actually, JavaScript means that JavaScript, and it is in the JSON format. So it's a JavaScript object notation actually. Okay, the course is selected, so I will just drag that one. Remember this thing. This on this side, on your left side, append row. This particular one is the previous node. So basically, this is your on form submission node. This is the current node which you are working on. And remember, the output node is the one which your output is going to. So I'll just drag the course name, select your desired course. So it's here. And then the experience level as well. So I brought all the 4 and 5 values which will be recorded in my Google Sheet. So if you see this one in my Google Sheet, I put timestamp, name, email, course, and experience level. And the form elements, okay, I have all these recorded. So that's why I brought them or I mapped them accordingly to the same one. So I did it manually. There are two options basically. So what you can see, map automatically or map each column manually. I would prefer that you go with map each column manually, because sometimes if your sheet columns are not matching similarly to your form column, so you may have a mistakes actually, or it will not be recorded correctly. So next thing is that you go down. Let us check this one. Though you don't need this one. Okay. And I will just execute this step as well. Okay. So I have this data. I will execute this step as well. So once I execute this step, it will give me the data. So it can give me the data in the schema form, in the table form, and in the JSON form. Now, if once I execute this means that this particular row, the data which I have recorded, which is recorded from the registration page, it is already stored now in the, it's already stored in your Google Sheet. If I just go back to the Google Sheet, if you see this one, and that particular data is recorded here. So I hope that, so in case if I'm just going to go for a second entry of the registration, so you will find that it will be keep growing actually. This form accesses with the institute. Okay, it will not be available to the user or to the student. Student will only fill the form only. Okay, the next thing is that now if you see this one, this data, I want to pin this data, so I don't need to, in a test environment, I don't need to keep on adding this data. Okay, so what I can do actually to keep this data preserved for some time or for your testing purpose, I will come here and I will click on pin data. So once I pin this one, this data will be available throughout as long as I am in the test execution actually. And also I just want to pin this data for the time being. Once I click on pin this data, so it will be available throughout my automation workflow. Basically I'm just going to skip those steps, okay, that every time I need to fill the form actually for to make it a bit quick actually. Now the next thing is that once I have this row, and you see this one, that once I have the sheet is already filled, but I need to confirm that this particular data, whatever is in whatever is recorded in this sheet, okay, I want to confirm that to the user also, that the user should be aware that okay, he has filled the form, he should have a confirmation email. So the confirmation email also will come from the our workflow. Click on this one and go to the check for Gmail. So click here, Gmail, and what I want to do that, I want to send an email to him. Okay, so I click on send and click on send a message. Now, as I told you, my Gmail account is already connected. I don't need to connect as again. Okay, so I'm already connected with my. In case if you're not connected, you just click on sign in with Google, and you can simply sign in and give the required permission access to the to your N8N. Now, my credential is already there. The source is basically a message which is going to be sent, and to whom I am going to send this message. So I'm going to send this message to the email of the student which is entered actually. Okay. Now, in the subject, what should be the subject actually? So I will say in the subject, record received registration inquiry received from or about received about which course. So I can just come here and I can add the course actually. I can just make it bigger. I can see that what I can do actually, I can just click on expression, and from the expression I can just make it like this, and then I can say okay that this is the course. I will drag this course here. Now, this is in the basically in the subject field actually. This is my subject field. Then what I can do actually, you can have the email typed in two ways actually. Either you go with the HTML or you go with the normal text. So both of them is having some benefits and drawbacks as well. So if you don't know about the HTML at the moment, actually, I would suggest you to go with the text actually, because for HTML you have to put that escape sequence to format your HTML body of your message actually. So it's better at the moment to go with the text actually. But if you are going to make a fancy email, okay, a fancy email which has the some images, some colored things, okay, then and if you know about the CSS and HTML, then I would suggest you to go with the HTML format actually. But right now I'm selecting text, and here what I can do actually, I'll just click on the expression, and from the expression I'm just going uh, to uh, to maximize this area. Okay. Now here I'm going to type the message actually. So I'm saying dear name of the person. So dear, I'll drag the name here. Dear Osama or whoever. Thank you for submitting your inquiry about. So about what? About the core, about the course, which is the course name is N8N. So I'll just drag it here. Okay. It can be anything, like means the whatever course is chosen at that time, it will be there. Okay. Um, we have we have received your inquiry, and a member of our team will get back to you shortly. Okay, a member. We have received your inquiry, and a member of your team, our team, will get back to you shortly, related to the details of the selected course. regards, let's say my name is Zafar Ali, and uh, let's say some academy, ABC Academy, ABC Advanced, whatever, ABC Academy, Academy. Okay, so basically what happens actually, we have typed our message as well, and then if I click on execute, what will happen? If you see this one, node executed successfully. That means that this data, which is recorded in the sheet, that is sent as an email to the user. Let us check this out, whether it is received by the. So look at this one. So basically, what happened actually? I'm just going to check this out. So what you can see right now, an email is received from the teacher pack. Okay. Uh, where the registration inquiry received about the machine learning. And if you see this one, dear Osama, thank you for submitting your inquiry about the course machine learning. We have received blah, blah, blah. If you see this one, this email was sent automatically with N8N. And if you want to remove this part, okay, what you can do, you can come here. And from here, you can say add option. And from the add option, click on append N8N attribution and turn this off. So next time you will not see this part. You will not see this part. Okay. Uh, so for example, like means in case if you are having something like means to that it is a really a human who replied to this. Okay. So you can remove this part. Otherwise, it is up to you. You can just whether you want to keep it or leave it. It's up totally up to you. But I just want to tell you that you can still remove it from the place where I've shown you. Okay. So this is now what happened actually. I close this one, and our we can just run again, and it runs actually properly. I think I just left one particular uh, message. The message box is not there. So what I can do actually, I can just add another element. I go to the form. I click on the form. I come down and write and click on the add form element. From here, uh, type your message or just say message, and from here I can just go down I'll select the text area. Okay, so from the text area, so it's like a bigger area where a user can or a student can type his message. And that's it from here. Okay, one more thing actually, I want to add this particular message. So I'm just saying MESSAGE message as a column. So in case if a data is coming here, okay, so I kept it without required actually. So I kept the message basically not required. If you see this one, I double click here. Every time I put an element actually. Okay, so here I click on this one and I say required element is also there. And I don't want to keep text area as a required field. So if someone wants to uh, put the message, they can put the message. If someone wants to not to add the message into the form, okay, but the rest of the details they must fill it actually. And I close this one. So next time, in case if there is a message, it will be recorded in the message area as well. So to do this one, I just need to double click. Okay, I need to come down, and I need to come down here. Okay, I need to come down here. Okay. Okay. So the message is here, and in case this is the message area, where is the message area? Okay, so basically the message area, I must execute that message area. Otherwise, I can just type it at the moment from here. what I can do actually, I double click here, I click on execute. So now it will be unpinned actually. Okay, so let's just make it unpinned for now. Okay, and let's say um, Aryan is typing a message. This is his email address, 45 at gmail.com. Okay, and he wants to learn web development, and his current experience level is beginner. And the message is, I want to know more about the about the course, fee structure, and fee structure, and what and schedule. Okay, so submit this one. So once it is submitted, okay, basically execute this step. So it is basically submitted. We don't need to resubmit again. Okay, I'll pin this message at the moment. I'll go back to this place, and if you see this one, the message appears here. You can bring this message here. Okay, so the message will be also recorded in case if it is there. So this is our Google Sheet form. Okay, this is our Google Sheet, and let's just keep this sheet name. Yeah, it's okay. That's fine. This is fine actually. Uh, and that's it. Now, what's going to be done if, for example, if you want to, because this is the second record I have added, so you can also execute this step as well. So once you click on execute, just a minute, not this one. Once you click on execute this one, okay, so this data will go to your Gmail account. To means you will receive it in the Gmail as well. So once it is done, okay, a node executed successfully, I will come here to check in the sheet whether that data is recorded or not. I'll just refresh this part. Okay. Okay. Why not? I have done something different. Okay. Yeah, because I need to, because this is the previous data actually. This is still the previous data. So I just need to unpin this one. I need to unpin this part. Ariane, okay. So once I execute this one, okay. So let's just execute this one. So this data will go now to the sheet. I will go there back to the sheet, and I'll open the sheet, course registration. So you will see now the second record is also added here. So that's here you can see right now. Ariane, this is the email address. And here you can see the message as well. Okay, and let's just now check about the production environment. What does that mean actually? Now, if whatever I did actually, it was done in the test environment or in the test with the test URL. Now, how will you put this particular form in your website, or if you are going to send this one, because every time I click here it will generate that particular link to me over here actually. Now in case if I, okay, that's because it is pinned, this data is pinned, that's why. So I'm just going to remove that pin from here. Okay. Mhm. So this is how you can enter this now. Now the next thing is that what you need to do, for example, if you double click this one, you will have the production URL. Click on the production URL, copy this one, and come to the incognito mode. And I will tell you something. what you need to do. Once you type Control V, okay, and you are pressing enter, nothing will happen. Why? Because your problem loading form. Why? Because your workflow needs to be in the production environment. It needs to be published actually. Okay. So what I can do actually, I'll just minimize this one and make sure this workflow must be published actually. So click on publish and just keep the same version as it is, or if you want to say that it is version 1, okay, that's also fine. Publish this one. Okay, so if you see this one, it is published. Now come back to the same form and run it. So once you run this one, okay, now you can see that now this link can be given. You can embed this link into the website, or you can give it to through email. You can just whoever wants to inquire about. Okay, you can send them through emails in your marketing email. Okay, and they can fill out this form as well. So let's say I'm just going to add a third record. Okay, but that third record will be from the production environment. So let's say I'm saying Hamza, and it's the email is okay. His email is like this because I have this only email for testing purpose. That's why I don't have his Hamza's email actually. So now I'm just clicking on which particular course he wants to register. I'm saying Python for AI. He is a intermediate level course. I want to know more about your course for for I want to know more about the course for the course for Python Python for AI. Okay, and that's it. And submit this one. So once you submit this one, let's go back to the sheet and check it out. So this is one, Hamza. This is the timestamp. This is the name of the person who filled the form. This is the email address, okay, on which his personal email address. It can be his personal email address. This is the course he has selected. This is the experience level, and that's his. And this is all. That's it. Let's check this out whether this particular email is received to him. So I'm going to check that with the same email. So if I click here, and I can just refresh. I think it is done. So basically, I need to check this out. Yeah, if you can just click this one and see this one, it is received to the basically to the spam. Okay, you need to do some whitelisting actually, but you see this one, dear Hamza, thank you for submitting the form. This is the message, and that's it. And that's how it is done. It can be done. Now this is a very simple workflow. Okay, you can have this workflow with the AI agent as well. Okay, so AI agent will decide how to craft an email, even how to write an email based on the experience level. What could be the possible uh, what could be the possible contents of the course? Okay, and it can be sent to the email as well. So it can be more uh, means it will be more attractive to the student as well who wants to register for this course. I think it is quite understood, and I think I did it with the step by step. In case if you feel that you still need to have some more clarification on something, you can tell me. You can drop to me actually, or you can tell me on in the comment bar in the comments actually. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, and as everyone is saying, like, share, and subscribe. So do like, share, and subscribe actually. Thank you. All the best for now.